Denox's final video. Denox in prison now, and his final words. Denox discussion number 47. Denox rants and thoughts on prison.
Hello YouTube, this is Denox speaking once again. As you can see here, I'm yet doing another green screen video. When was the last time I did one of those? I kind of missed it, so I decided that this particular topic that I'm going to be talking about will be introduced with the green screen. So, what I'm going to be talking about is something really serious and sad, but at the same time it's something that you gotta make me think of what's going on and all that stuff. So, what I'm going to be talking about today is about the prison system. Yes, jail, everybody. Anybody ring a tongue? Well, basically, we all know what prison is, right? It's basically a place where people who have committed crimes like killing people, committed murder, stealing, and all that stuff, and they sent to this special house where they are technically confined and everything, and they're probably in handcuffs, or they're probably, being abused, for all their crimes, being punished, being locked away in their cells and all that stuff. So, there are good reasons for these things existing. But if you come to think of it, isn't it supposed to be that only the guilty are put to jail? To be proven guilty when they committed something really serious, or a crime. But have you ever noticed too that the innocent also goes to jail, being accused for something they haven't done? So that's what I'm going to be talking about, a controversial topic. I'm going to be talking some of the good things about it and some of the bad things I think about it. To be honest, there are more bad things than good things. So basically, prison exists to lock away people that have done really horrible things in life. Like I said, murder and all that stuff. And it prevents these people from committing more crimes. So the society could feel a lot more safe, right? So you kind of wonder, nobody wants to go to jail, right? But you wonder, what do they do to people in prison? I've never been to jail before, and I hope that never happens. But, watching all these documentary films of some prison camps, and I'm going to be talking some of the worst prison camps that I know, and that would be Russia. Russia prisons are horrible. But before I get to Russia, if I were to compare with America, where they actually feed you, but I heard that they feed you really nasty foods that they're not really well cooked or something like that. They have they put you to work as a slave. That's really horrible. It's meant for punishing people. And going to jail for an exaggerating amount of years, if it was from 5 years of prison to 25 years, that's wasting most of your life right there. 25 years in prison by killing one people. So I think that's the case. I'm not sure if it's around that, but per person that you kill is 25 years in prison. If you kill 5 people, you're sentenced life in prison pretty much. And you're gonna live the rest of your life being confined, and you have no future pretty much. You have to do whatever the guards tell you to do. And that is the worst life you can ever go to. Not as worse as hell, but as long as you live on this planet. So everyone's trying their best to avoid prison. But what I also want to talk about are the Russian prisons, like I said, that I was going to get to right now. Now that's even worse in a way, because some of the worst criminals in the worst prisons, they get completely handcuffed. They get even blindfolded to make sure that they don't escape. They get locked in a cell in a way that there is no absolute way for their escape, because there are people in prison, they get desperate, they want to leave, they want to, and the sad thing about this whole thing, that there are some prisoners there that has proven, that they have a change of heart after a while, a few years of being in prison, being punched and all that stuff, but they still have to face another 22 years in prison. And he's becoming more well behaved, and he really regrets what he's done, and he doesn't want to do it again because he doesn't want to waste another second in prison. you still gotta go another 22 years, and 22 years is way too much, I think. I know that, you know, it's something for really horrible crimes, for killing people and all that stuff, but, you know, I heard that there's even crimes that, you know, they're so little, like pirating and stuff, for example, that if you pirate like a lot of movies, you go to 5 or more years of prison, so it's because you do that. I know it's hurting the industry, of course, back to like many other topics that I have explained before, like anti-piracy and SOPA and all that stuff. But these days, it's more easier to go to prison than ever before, and it sucks. And the FEMA camps that not a lot of people are probably aware of, but the FEMA camps are very much real. They don't have, I don't think they have people there right now, but eventually you're gonna have people there, and they like torture anybody that doesn't agree with their views. And that's where I'm getting to the bad part about prison. Now, if you were in prison, spend like, I don't know, like 2 months there, you already go crazy, right? Imagine spending like 25, 50, 100 years in prison. That's horrible, really. It makes you, you know, really want to kill yourself, to be honest. A lot of prisoners commit suicide, and because they have no chance in life to escape, you know. And Russian prisons, the FEMA camps and all that stuff makes it even ensure that you don't escape. And, you know, you have no rights in prison. And, you know, and knowing that there's innocent people in prison as well, or people that hasn't barely committed a crime getting such large penalties. That's really sad and unfair, because some people gets caught and some people gets away with it. And that sure ain't fair at all. Of course not. And the punishments can vary as well, of course. There are some prisons out there that, like in Russia, they torture the prisoners daily. What the F? I know that they have committed really bad sins, but I think, you know, there should be a limit of how much that person is being tortured. And death penalty, they also do. And I don't agree with that one bit. You know, no matter how bad you are as a person, no matter what kind of crimes you commit, no human being deserves that kind of punishment. They just need help. They just need psychological help, I believe. It's mostly to teach people how to be more well-behaved, be there for a few years, and when the person they know for sure they have, you know, repent for all their sins, and they're not gonna do anymore, and you left them free, but you know, you're watching them for a little bit, and they haven't done anything wrong for a while, why not let them go early, right? To be honest. But, you know, you gotta make sure that person is really not to commit another crime, because then, you know, his punishment is gonna be even more worse. Because there are people that has been arrested more than once in their life, and that really sucks too. But yeah, that's basically what I think about the whole thing about prison. You know, it's a really horrible place to be. You know, it's a good place for people who has committed crimes, and hopefully they can change for the good. But not all prisons are like that. They're like more torture and abuse. And how the heck they're gonna learn from the mistakes if they're always tortured, abused, and all that stuff? They're gonna be even more worse than they were before, if they escape from prison, that is. And if they don't, you know, that's just, you know, just doing one thing, just for doing one event very wrong, could cost you your entire life in this prison. And there are some prisons out there that they don't even let you take a bath. You're always in a straitjacket. You're always like handcuffed all the time. The guards are always watching you. If you resist even a little bit, they beat the living crap out of you. And even no human beings deserve to be punished for that long. So, you know, I understand the prison system in many ways. Some people deserve to be in prison, even the worst criminals, but no one deserves a death penalty, or no one deserves to get constantly abused. They just need to learn better. You know, if they resist, of course, try to restrain him and stuff, but do not beat him up constantly, because, you know, they're just gonna hate the guards even more, to be honest. I don't think they're gonna learn anymore. They're just gonna say, my God, I just being too abused. How do they expect me to behave better if I'm always abused? A lot of people are like that. That's why they commit suicide. So basically, what I think about this whole prison thing, there are innocent people in prison. If you know anybody that's innocent, that's in prison right now, you fight to try to get that person out, because he doesn't deserve that much abuse. If you know a person that's in prison and he deserves to be there, try to at least check him out every once in a while to see how to treat him anyways. And see if he's actually repenting for his sins and he's actually, willing to change his life. He has to prove it, of course. Because what he did is horrible. And those are for the type of people. But like I said, innocent people are there too, and it's horrible. Anyways, let me know what you think about this whole thing. You know my thoughts, and hope that some people actually feels a little bit of sympathy for some of the person, but some of the person don't deserve too much sympathy. But I don't hold any grudge against any enemies of mine. That's why even sometimes, even the worst enemy, when I see them tortured, I feel very uneasy, because I believe that there could be a better way to actually punish these people. That's not like mentally and physically abuse, because I'm against that. But that's just my opinion. I respect yours if you have a different opinion. Take care, God bless, and stay cool. One more thing I also want to say about this whole thing. Many people go to prison because most likely they have a really hard life. They've been abused by their family, by their friends, and nobody liked that person. And that person just go crazy and commits a crime and goes to jail. And what if that person gets mentally abused and physically abused in prison, and nobody's ever there to cheer him up or try to teach him the good things, try to lift up his spirits and all that stuff. There are prisons like that, sadly. But prisons should try to get more people to be more, to precious life more, to teach them a little bit how, to be more good to people. Why is it worth doing good to society? That way their life could be a little bit better and they can have more respect. Because a lot of people don't even know that, and they have to be taught, not just mentally abuse punishment. I'm against that. But yeah, I hope that you get the reason why I'm against death penalty, execution, and all that crap. No matter how bad the prisoner is, there's a good reason why. And sometimes it's something that they were never being loved. And those are the type of people that needs more help than anybody else. Sadly. I hope you keep that in mind. Bye.